Hey everyone, it's Lisa Walker from Melbourne, Australia. And today I'm sitting in my home office and I listened to a really awesome podcast actually by Rick Mulready. And it's all about Facebook ads and the objectives that you choose when you're actually making up your campaigns. So I got some really good information out of it because a lot of people do get confused about what is the right objectives to actually choose when they're creating their campaigns, and it can be quite confusing. And he kind of broke it down to broke it down a lot clearly. I have actually I've just actually started like a brand new Facebook group, which I'm really excited to announce, and it's called Marketing Note Share. And what it's going to be is going to be a group and a community where marketers and network marketers can all share notes and information that they've learned on trainings and courses and conferences, events, things like that. So, you know, most of us have copious notes lying around from learning all the time. I know I do. You know, I've got like several of these books here. I've got notes up on my whiteboard. I've got notes on all my tablets and my phones and all my notes apps. Yeah, I've just got so many notes, it's actually ridiculous. So, and a lot of it is just such amazing knowledge and content to share. And, you know, it's stuff that I can actually, you know, make a video with or, you know, put into a blog post, that type of thing. But a lot of the time for me, because I actually work full time in my digital marketing agency, I'm so busy working and setting up things for other clients that I'm not having heaps of time just to spend on my own websites at the moment, and I'm building other websites for other people. So what I decided to do is to start this group, which I think will be an awesome place for people to actually they'll be able to actually gain some of the knowledge that I'm learning, you know, by looking at over my notes and also the notes of other people that want to contribute notes as well. So I think it's really awesome, and I'm going to be making all my notes really legible. I'm going to be kind of putting them in like a blog post format, but to be honest, it's kind of quicker for me to do it this way and upload it as a document file into the group rather than doing it like, you know, on my website, because that takes a lot more time to, you know, prep a blog post and, you know, optimize it for keywords and do all the SEO on it and find graphics and everything else. So this is a quicker way for me right now to share, you know, all the knowledge that I'm learning. So I think it's going to be a really awesome place. So at the end of this video, I'll give you, I'll be adding the link to this video for that group. And you can also, later on, I'm going to be uploading a more in-depth document about these Facebook ad objectives. I'm going to be covering all the basics here in this video, and you know, you might want to take some notes, or you don't even really need to take the notes. You can actually just go and join the Facebook group, and then later on I'll be uploading all the notes, and then you can just go in there and read them whenever you want, or take notes from that. You know, or copy and paste, download, whatever. And I think you're going to find this really useful. If you aren't making Facebook ads yet, or you don't know anything about Facebook ads, or you've never done a Facebook ad before, this video might be a little bit more advanced for you, but I still really recommend you joining the group, because we're going to have a wealth of different information. Like, it's going to really be gold. We're going to have information that will eventually range from, you know, from newbies to intermediate right up to advanced learners and marketers. So yeah, don't bother watching the rest of this if you're not really up with the Facebook ad thing at the moment. But if you are interested in Facebook ads, then you're going to be really interested in what I've got to say. So basically what Facebook does when you go and create a campaign is they actually break it up into 3 different categories of objectives, and those 3 different categories are awareness, consideration, and conversions. Now, what awareness is, this is kind of at the top of your funnel. So basically, you know, when your customer goes on a sales journey with you, they basically start, if you visualize, say, like a funnel shape, right? And you've got a lot of people coming in the top of your funnel. This is when you're kind of like exposing people to your brand and your product and your service, and they're just kind of becoming aware of you, learning who you are, learning about your business or your company or your product or your service. Okay, so this is the brand awareness objective. Then we go down to more like the sort of the middle of the funnel, where on consideration, where people are actually considering you. They're actually considering your product or service, your brand, considering to buy from you, considering to opt in for something that you've got like an offer. And that's when they're kind of like really thinking about, you know, wanting to actually do something with you, perhaps following you, that type of thing. And then conversions is when, you know, you go to the very bottom of the funnel, and that's when people actually decide to buy. So they actually make the buying decision. And yeah, you can use this for all sorts of different things as well, which we're going to cover. So awareness is basically brand awareness and reach. Consideration, these brand awareness and reach are the actual options that you get to choose when you're making up your campaign. Consideration is for traffic, engagement, app installs, video views, and lead generation. And conversions is basically product catalog sales and store visits. Right, so now to go over each of them, we're going to break them actually down so that you kind of understand what they're kind of used for, and when you can actually use the right ones in the right place. So basically, brand awareness, this is when you're getting people interested in your product, you know, your product or your service, but you're not really worried about whether they click or convert. So really, you're just wanting to put your product or your brand or your business out there for people to try and get them to know about you. And you're not really worried if they don't necessarily click on your ad at this point. You're just wanting to get them to be aware of you. This is when you would use this objective. And reach, this is when you want to show your ad to as many people as possible. So you just want to get your ad out there in front of lots and lots of people. And consideration. Now, first of all, we have traffic. And this is when you want to get as many people, drive as much traffic as you can to your ad and to go over to your landing page. So you just want to drive the traffic. Okay, this would be this is kind of an objective that we choose quite a bit of the time. Engagement is when you which is exactly that, when you want to get engagement on your ad. So say you just want to get lots of likes, comments, and shares, and you know, maybe some event responses, see how many people are interested. If you're running an offer, and you're also not really worried about clicks, you just want engagement. And this is another really good thing for social proof as well, because if you get a lot of engagement on your ad, then when you want to, you know, say if you want to make up like a second ad set, you want to mirror the ad, the campaign, there is actually a way inside the Facebook Power Editor that you can actually carry over all that engagement, the likes, the shares, the comments, over to your new ad. So that's why this is really good, because this actually shows as social proof. So if you're actually running an ad in the Facebook newsfeed and people actually, they actually see that you've got lots of likes, comments, and shares, they're going to know that that ad is really good. So they're going to more than likely stop to actually read it, view it, click on it, comment or share themselves. So social proof is a really, really big thing as well. So sometimes you might just want to run an ad purely for social engagement. Just to kind of get that awareness up, and then you can actually, retarget those people and rerun that ad again. And then the next objective for consideration is app installs. So this is pretty kind of obvious. This is when you've got an app that you want people to download, and you're basically just going to take them over to the app store to download it or to purchase the app. Now, video views, this is another one that can actually get quite confusing for people. Video views is simply just to get more views on your video. So you're wanting just to attract people to watch that video. Now, if you're not really worried about, say, clicks and conversions, this is really good, because what happens is if people are viewing your video, after they've watched for so many seconds, I think it's something like 5 seconds, I can't be 100% sure on that, but if they've only watched for so many seconds, then you can actually retarget those people again. So basically, you can, you're kind of like, Facebook is saving those people so that you can actually, retarget them again with another video or another ad. So basically, you might just want to run the video view objective for your first ad, just to get loads and loads of people to view it, and then you retarget them later once they've actually watched the video. So basically that's kind of the same as like brand awareness, but it's basically awareness for your video. And this is really good for like Facebook Lives and stuff as well. So basically, like after I've done this video, for example, you know, like when you do a Facebook live video, it's better than to do a live video rather than just doing a video that you do on your phone and then you upload it, because Facebook actually favors the Facebook live videos and they'll actually give you more 10x your reach. So instead of reaching like only a small percentage of the people on your fan page, they'll give you, say, 10 times more people that they'll send your Facebook live video out to. So that's why you'll see more and more people are actually just going live now. And you know, it takes a little bit of confidence to go live, because you know when you're just recording a video, you can always go back and do it again, and you're not worried about, you know, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. With a live, like now, if you make a mistake or you stuff up, I mean, you can't really go back or undo it. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, people actually love people that are kind of just authentic and real and just being themselves. So I think, hey, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So many more and more people now are just doing Facebook Lives. And they're just being real within themselves and growing, you know, a real true audience of fans and followers that really relate to them and trust them. And it's good just to have integrity with your people, you know. Okay, so the last one in the consideration objective is lead generation. So a lot of people get confused by this too, because they think that they should choose lead generation when they're just running, say, campaigns to their lead magnets. Just for example, if you've got like a sales page and you've, you know, not a sales page, sorry, like an opt-in page, and you're just actually wanting people to go over to that page and put their email address in and download your lead magnet, because you are effectively actually collecting leads, right? So a lot of people think that choosing the lead generation objective is the right one to choose, but it's actually not necessarily, because this is actually different. Instead of actually running this to your own capture page, it's actually like a lead box that Facebook creates. So you can actually set up all the fields like name, email address, phone number, that type of thing. When you set up the lead generation ad, then you set the fields that you want to collect. But the problem is that this information actually only sits inside Facebook. And until you download it, say on an Excel spreadsheet or something like that. So what you need to do is you actually have to install or insert a third-party tool so that it takes all those email addresses that you actually collect away from Facebook back into your autoresponder or your CRM. And if you haven't actually got this set up and you just go and run like a lead generation ad, what this does is it gives the user a really bad experience, because what happens is you might not download that list or send any people that offer for, say, 24 hours or more after they've opted in, and that really annoys people. If people put their email address in and they opt in for something, they want to get that, whatever you're offering them, straight away. They want to go straight to that download. So if you're actually, you know, sending people to like an opt-in page with a lead magnet, you really want to use conversions so that that person can go over and they get their email, you know, delivered to them straight away, and they can download that lead magnet instantly. Okay, so now there's actually quite a few of different third-party programs and tools that you can use. And I know that there are some plugins in Infusionsoft that you can use as well. But you can just Google that, or actually she will add some more in this notes document that'll be inside the group. Yeah, so if you've got, like, say, a lead magnet, or you're wanting people to register for a webinar, or maybe just to purchase an offer, you're better to use the conversions objective, because you're wanting that, you're telling Facebook, you're telling their algorithm that you actually want them to convert. You're wanting that person to actually click and buy, or click and download, click and put in their email address in. Okay, so here's some kind of examples of some different things that you could, different objectives that you could use for different things. So actually, no, we've got to go down to the conversions first. So conversions are at the very bottom of the funnel. And so this is when, you know, the person has been aware of your brand, your product, or your service. They're going through the funnel, and now they're actually going into consideration mode. They're actually interested in you, interested in what you've got. And then they're coming out the bottom of the funnel to the conversions, where they actually converts to a sale or a download. So that person is actually making a purchasing or downloading decision. So, okay, so we've got the two option objectives that you can choose under conversions is the product catalog sales. And this means that, say, for example, if you're selling a physical product, you've got an e-commerce store, like, commerce store, like on Amazon, that type of thing, you can actually upload your product catalog and show products from that catalog in your ad. And then you can show those products to a specific target audience. Then you've also got your store visits, and this is for like brick and mortar stores. Some brick and mortar stores that might actually have multiple locations, and they want to target people close to, to the store closest to them. That's when you would actually use the store visits objective. So it's all about testing basically. But there's kind of some obvious objectives that you kind of use at first. And then that you'll test out first, and then you'll try different ones after that. But you're also better to also leave the defaults. So when you actually choose the objective, leave the actual defaults that Facebook default to the other options just in place, because Facebook are testing these things with their algorithms all the time, and they know what's best, and they're wanting to try and help you get the best conversions as possible, because obviously, the better your ads are running, the more money you're going to spend, right? So, Facebook wants you to succeed. They want your ads to be successful, because obviously they make more money as well. And their algorithms are really smart now too. Like they can just, they pull so much data every single day that you better just to go with what they're suggesting a lot of the time. Okay, so here's some examples of what you can use for certain things, okay? So if you were, say, getting someone to register for a webinar, now these are the types of things you might want to take notes on, or like I said, join the Facebook group, and then you'll get the full notes on this as well. So if you're going to get someone to register for a webinar, register for an event, download your PDF lead magnet, which is like a freebie, a freemium, something like that. And also maybe you may even be giving away a free video series. The best objective to use for this is conversions, because you're actually wanting to convert these people. You're wanting them to actually click and buy, click and download, click and register. Okay, so that's the best objective to use for that. And when you're just wanting to, say, send people to like a piece of content, maybe like a video, sometimes maybe like a blog post, maybe back to your website. And then what you can actually do is you can actually retarget these people later with if you have your pixel in place on your website. So if you want to just send people to content and you're wanting to get as many people to go and view that content as possible, then you're going to choose traffic as your objective. Okay, and then what you'll use later on, so say for example you use traffic as your objective, you send as many people as you can over to that piece of content, whether it's a video, a blog post, whatever. Okay, get exposure to your website, get exposure to that blog post. You may have somewhere in that blog post or underneath your blog post or somewhere on your sidebar, somewhere for them to opt in, to something like a lead magnet or more information. You might even have something more in depth on that blog post. Like what some people do is they might have a blog post and then they might, like an article, and then they might actually have a more in-depth part of that article or a crucial piece that is missing that they actually make up a lead magnet for, and then at the bottom of that blog post people have to put in their email address, and then they have to actually opt in to get that further piece of content. This is a really, really good strategy actually you can use on your website. So what you would do is you'd actually use the traffic objective just to try and send as many people as you can to that piece of content. And then what you're going to do, if you have your pixel in place on your website, which you should and you must, and it's really essential and it's very easy to install the piece of code on your website, then what you'll do is you'll go and run another ad, a retargeting ad to that same group of people that actually went and visited your piece of content, but they didn't actually convert. They didn't actually put the email address in to get your offer. So, next thing is, if you've, say, got a video or a Facebook Live video and you're just wanting to create engagement and get exposure, then you want to choose video views. And then you can also, once again, retarget those people later using the conversions objective, because you're wanting, the next time when you retarget, you're wanting those people to take action. Okay, so if you're a small business or even like a brick and mortar business, you can use, say you might have like a coupon that you're running. Well, you want to use reach. You want to try and reach as many people as possible and get that offer in front of, loads of people. Because what happens is if you chose conversions, for example, for a coupon, what can happen is conversions can actually lower your reach because not as many people will convert as view, for example. So say if you go for reach, you're going to actually put that coupon in front of as many people as possible, and then some of them are going to convert, right? Whereas if you had, say for example, you had the audience you're going to target as a small business was 5,000 people, and then you choose conversions as your objective. Well, what's going to happen then is that's going to lower that reach down to about, say, for example, 2,000 people. And then out of that 2,000 people, you're only going to get, say, like a certain percentage that will actually, take you up on your offer or your coupon or buy. Whereas if you actually put, say, reach, say you've got 5,000 people to target and you put your objective as reach, then you're going to reach, more of that 5,000 people, and then a higher percentage of those people are actually going to click and buy. So you're actually going to probably get more sales or more people taking you up on your coupon if you choose reach rather than conversions. Okay, so now remember that when you're retargeting with a pixel, that it's actually to a warm audience, which is awesome. So that means that those people have already been exposed to your product or your service, your offer, your website, your brand, and so they're already kind of familiar with you and your name, and they're more than likely going to buy or take you up on your offer or download on the second ad set that you send out when you retarget. So warm audiences are great because you're going to have a higher chance of people to convert. Now, if you've got a high ticket offer, you wouldn't necessarily use the conversions like you would if you had like a lead magnet, or say registering for a webinar event, because with a higher ticket product, which is going to be something that's way more expensive, less people are going to buy. Just because higher ticket often offers, less people always convert anyway, right? Less people, more and more people are going to buy something cheap, and as you go dearer and dearer and dearer, you get less and less and less percentage of people actually buying. So if you've got a high ticket offer, you don't necessarily want to use conversions on this one because you want to put this offer, the high ticket offer, out in front of many people as possible. So what you would probably use on this is you'd probably use traffic, and you just drive the traffic, as many people as possible to that offer, which means it's going to higher the conversions and the sales that you actually get. So there are sometimes exceptions to every rule. So the main thing is when, the moral of the story is when you actually set up a campaign, you actually have to have clarity, and you have to actually be clear on what you want that user to do, what you want them to actually do when they go to your ad. Do you want them to just view? Do you want them to engage? Do you want them to click? You have to be clear. And the thing is many people don't do the preparation and the groundwork when setting up their Facebook ads. So they have, less results. And also, because a lot of people aren't doing the preparation, it's actually better for the ones and more successful for the ones that do. And you will have more success and better results with your Facebook ads when you actually do the groundwork over those people that are just throwing up their ads and choosing any old objective and don't really know what they're doing and not clear on what they really want their user to do. So that's in a nutshell. I'm going to be uploading the more in-depth notes up into the Facebook group. So I'm going to leave a link in this video for you to go and join the Facebook group. It's going to be awesome. It's just bear in mind that the group is new, so we're still getting users, right? But I'm starting to put up content every day, and even the content that's there already is gold. And some of it's from some really awesome top marketers. The information is really gold. It really is, and it's free. And some of the stuff comes from paid courses. So, it's going to be an awesome group. It really is, and absolutely full of value. So go over and sign up, or go to request to join the Facebook group, and then I'll approve your request, and then you can start viewing what content's already there, and then you can also start engaging, as we build the community, and you can also start contributing your notes on all the trainings and learnings and everything that you're doing, and podcasts that you're listening to, and videos that you're watching. And so hopefully it'll be a great community where everybody is uplifting and inspiring each other, and all contributing with information. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and go join the group, and I'll see you on the inside. Thanks. Bye.